Hey, what's happening? Come with me. Let's check this out.
Didn't really expect to be here, South Brisbane Cemetery. Didn't really have much to bring you about the cemetery, but I thought I'd give you a brief tour of what I basically found. Check this out just while I'm talking. This joint's pretty wild, man. It's got it's pretty tropical up here. Queensland is a tropical joint, so it gets a lot of. It's 28 degrees today, for example. 28 degrees today. Oh, look at this wild looking. Wow. That is caved right in. How old is this thing? It's not even that old, really. 1941. Damn. That's real nasty. They're all pretty nasty, actually. Really sad state of repair, a lot of these. Look at this. Absolutely hammered. 1934, not really that old either. Anyway, like I was just saying, it's like 25 or 28 degrees, something like that here today. And it's hot. Like it seems weird because there's no sun out, but yeah, it's tropical hot. So it's pretty warm. There's been a lot of rain, showers, continual showers, tropical weather. Coming from the southern part of Australia, I've never really sort of seen this. I've never really been around it. But I reckon it's fair to say that's why all these graves are sort of overgrown and really hammered. The cemetery, they're saying, is one of the oldest in Queensland. This is cool. Check this out. What is this? (1893) Thomas Schittler. What a name. Yep. Schittler. And then his missus, Mary Schittler. 1924. That's a bizarre looking arrangement anyway. But yeah, like I was saying, being so tropical up here, I reckon that's why it's so, I reckon that's why everything's so overgrown. Like that, you know, stuff just grows full on here. Like it's continually damp. You know, it's a good climate. Look at this. It's a wild state of disrepair, some of this stuff. It's literally just succumbing to the elements real fast compared to back down home. But anyway, just thought I just come for a cut through here just to drive. I'm just wasting some time, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna show you while I'm here. Wow, here's another one that the top's just caved in on. Look at this. The whole lot's just caved in. Like the whole lot. Without interfering too much, I can't even make out how old this is. No, not even going to try. Died December, aged 86. I don't know. It would be mean of me to try and snoop around in there and find a date on that, so I'm not going to touch that. But yeah, everywhere's really. I didn't want to make a hard point of like just how bad everything is, but everything is kind of bad. Everything is really dilapidated in here. Bit of a pan across here from this angle. Let me show you across here. Some of these big headstones over here, they're just losing it, man. They're just falling them way over. I know on camera it probably doesn't show what's going on, but it's real tropical, super tropical. A lot of moss. Yeah, you get that furry, mossy stuff. And I don't know who the caretakers are here, but they'd have their hands full. It probably isn't super duper cared for anymore, being a historic cemetery. But there'd have to be somebody coming through keeping the grass down, because this joint would just grow into a bloody rainforest within no time, I reckon. All these graves too, I noticed when I drove down, they're all embedded on the side of a hill. Check this out. Like, if you could imagine back in the day, check this. Again, on camera you probably can't really tell, but it's pretty eerie. It's pretty, it's definitely got a little bit of that Spookville happening. I'm gonna head back up the hill, I reckon. I'm gonna head back up this hill. I'm gonna jump in my four-wheel buggy with a motor in it called a car. I'm gonna head back down the other end and see if I can find, there's a couple of graves here. Some lady named Jane, she was the first lady to be put in the ground here, so I'm gonna try and find that just to see what a grave from like the late 1700s looks like. I think that's what it said, late 1700s, don't quote me, I'm gonna check that again. Might have been early 1800s, but anyway, I want to try and find the first grave and just get a bit of a benchmark as to what that looks like compared to all the others. Let's do that. So somewhere up here on this corner they reckon there's Jane Hocking, and it wasn't 1700s, it was like 1870 she was put here. Hope the audio's alright on this video, it's mad windy up here. Somewhere on this corner. Thomas Hocking, Jane. That's it. Well, didn't think I'd find it that easy. Oh yeah, because she was the first people to... Of course. That's really nice. So we've got, in memory of Jane, widow of the Thomas Hockings. She died July 31st, 1870. She was 71. That's not too bad for that sort of a time. And then William Stanley Thornton Hockings, he died April 30th, 1940. Around the back of this too, they've got E.M. Hockings, 1870 to 1942. So if Jane was in there, this is the rabbit hole that you can go down. But you got to try and figure out, who is that? If she died in 1870, who is that? Is that a grandson maybe? Then P.F. Hockings, 1867 to 1950, but if she was put there in 1870, then 1867 predates that. So I get a bit lost when they start doing that. Does that mean that they dug this guy up and put him in there, or does that mean that it's just a memorial to him, or I don't know. I don't know. There's more stuff written on the side, I can't really see. Some Albert John Hockings, he was 64, also Elizabeth, I don't know. But anyway, you can really go down a rabbit hole. When you start to try to get all the families and piece them all together, you find yourself going around in circles, and then one date doesn't line up with the other, and then you start wondering, was that a son or a cousin? Or I try not to go down the rabbit hole too much. You almost need a pen and paper to work it out. I wonder what this place looked like in 1870. I'll tell you something that's pretty cool though. If she was the first, Obviously none of this other stuff was around. I don't even reckon this crazy big tree would have been there. Look at that thing. I don't know what kind of tree that is, but it's wild. They don't really have them in Victoria. This thing's crazy. They're everywhere up here. This is just one I'm showing you. But if Jane was laid to rest here, picture this, right? There's none of this other stuff here. This would have just been a flat sort of a hill, I reckon, like the top of a hill. You see it sort of, probably can't see very well on camera, but it sort of does drop away, you know, not a big drop, but it does, it drops away, right? But over here, they tell me that this over here, let's go for a walk. This over here is the Brisbane River. And I mean, Brisbane River looks wild. I mean, this thing's a torrent of current. I don't know nothing about the facts of it or whatever or whatnot. All I know is that it's the Brisbane River. Wow, look how overgrown this is. It's crazy. It is crazy. I don't know what this road is here either. I'm getting a fair way away from my car here. I should really have this thing locked. Somebody would probably try and roll me. Ha. And yeah, it's wet. Really wet. Somebody's been here slashing grass. It's all over everything. And it's as slippery and wet as it gets. There's nowhere for me to stand on the other side of the road without getting killed, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not really down for that today. I hate to tell you, if you got thrown in there, you'd never get found. That's wild. I thought our Murray River was big. That's massive. I did manage to pull a sneako across the road. What is this, mate? What is that? How's the access to this cemetery? Little path here. Ta-da! I don't know whether they still do burials here. I haven't seen any. I've seen some graves that were probably topped up, like maybe in the 70s and the 80s, maybe with the final family members. When I say topped up, I mean, you know, the daughter or whatever might have been put in there, or the wife. She might have lived her whole life. The husband didn't get to, but there's some kind of, I don't know, tranquility, is that? Oh, that's a bit of a soft word. I don't know, but there is some kind of tranquility amongst these trees. These graves amongst these trees, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's, yeah, I don't know, it looks sort of peaceful in some way. As overran as some of them are. Look at this one here. Like the tree roots have literally just swallowed it. That's crazy. Look at all these ones over here on the hill. They're just like miscellaneous, sort of placed at random. Little stone monuments and graves. It is super swampy wet here. I see why these are all, this is pretty muddy here. I see why these are all caving in. This tree here is chewing them up. Wow, look at this. They've roped it to it to stop it falling in. That's crazy. You can see by the erosion happening here, this little stream coming down here. Yeah, all cemeteries are different. This one's definitely taking the cake for different. All on this hillside here. It's very hilly, like coming in, there's a main road up the top here and you sort of drive down this hill as you come in, and it seems a pretty bizarre place to open a cemetery really, like given the fact that it's not flat, but then they probably didn't plan on having so many graves thrown in there as the years went by. They probably just thought, oh, another couple won't hurt, another couple won't hurt, and you know, time gets out of hand and here we are. Now I don't really gamble, right? But I reckon that that grave right there would have had a nice little arrangement of roses left on it. And they've caught on and seeded, and that's what you get. How's me guess? Am I any good? And then over here, I noticed this one right here. I find this one quite creepy. It almost looks like it's got itself a set of death wings. See the death wings that I'm raving on about? 1913, Mary Jones, 1913. I'm trying not to go over there, man, because it's as wet as. Not particularly down for getting drenched. Anyway. 1904 was the first one in there, Hugh Owen Jones. But it just looks like a set of death wings to me. Getting back in the car, man, I'm getting drenched out here. This tree, the canopy of this tree is pretty cool. It's the only reason I got out. It's like a big umbrella. That's about all I'm going to be able to show you guys at this joint. I was trying to make a full video out of it. I was just going past. And I thought it was cool, and I just thought rather than keep it all to myself, why not do a short video and just present something. Stay cool till next time. Cheers. Thanks for watching.